Every Disney story we grew up watching has always ended with "and they lived happily ever after." Snow White and Sleeping Beauty woke to their true love's kiss. Rapunzel was saved from her tower by a daring prince. Cinderella fit the glass slipper and became a princess. None of them ever had to feel any more duress. All of these stories had their picture-perfect ending. All of them had a dashing prince to do the defending. No longer did they have to do the dishes and the cleaning. Their lives were now bestowed with a whole new meaning. Their dirty rags and aching backs were replaced with beautiful gowns and downy beds. No longer were they living in fear, threats echoing in their heads. All of them were perfectly content, no need for revenge. They never again were expected to face a challenge. Disney artfully crafted all of these stories so that they could then be added to his long list of glories. But did anyone stop and wonder where these ideas came from? Some of the original tales may leave you rather numb. Was Disney in the right to bend these stories to his will, or should they have been left to continue on their paths at their own will? But happily ever after is not what it seems. These original fairy tale stories end with someone's crushed dreams. Rapunzel escaped into the wilderness where she gave birth to twins. Her prince jumped off the tower when he thought she was gone. He was blinded by the fall, never again to see the dawn. When he found Rapunzel, he had been wandering blind. She wept many tears at their horrible bind. Her loving tears healed the prince's ruined eyes, so they were able to continue on with their lives. Sleeping Beauty's story was full of twists and turns. There are so many awful things that it truly burns. Sleeping Beauty was raped by the prince while she slept. She gave birth to twins while still asleep and unkempt. One of her babies sucked the spindle from her finger, which woke her from the cursed spell which she did not want to linger. Eventually she married the prince. I really hope she was not easy to convince. Cinderella's sisters cut off their heels and toes. The birds showed the prince the blood to make sure that he knows. Snow White truly was not woken by true love's kiss. She woke in the glass coffin where the prince was taking her body, which would have been a near miss. A jolt dislodged the apple in her throat, which allowed her to breathe and not to choke. She and the prince invited her evil mother to their wedding day, where she had to dance in red-hot shoes and stay. Eventually the evil queen dropped dead, and that was this story's happy end. So you see that Disney stories are filled with hidden lies. Does the truth of these tales not open your eyes? Although these stories may seem ever so grim, they were not written on a simple whim. All of these stories were told to children to teach them a lesson. The ghastly stories were told in blood-chilling description. Because what little child would listen to these stories and want to be naughty, since the terrifying tales are enough to make anyone dotty? So, why then did we change all of these endings? Is it maybe because our society is bending? No longer can we handle these dark fairy tales. If we saw them, we would probably weep and wail. Our lives are already too dark and dismal, they would say, so clever Disney decided to make the fairy tales happy but extremely fake. Everyone in these stories has a happy ending to take, but is this really best for our world? What if it's a mistake? In this real world where not every day is a dream come true, but maybe there's a happily ever after waiting for me and for you.